Well, hi everybody. I didn't know if I was going to make a video this year in reference to domestic violence awareness, but with the month winding down, I decided that it's something that I always do, and I was actually asked by a young lady who's very close to my heart if I was going to be doing any speaking engagements in reference to domestic violence. This year I'm not doing any speaking engagements, unfortunately, unless I get any calls before the month is over. I will be participating in a fashion show on Thursday, and the proceeds will go to the Rape and Domestic Violence Information Center in Morgantown, West Virginia. Shout out to Brittany Jade. Thank you. Yeah, this time of year again, it's October 2015, and once again, the month is upon us for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Every month, however, should be Domestic Violence Awareness Month for men and for women. We definitely want to make sure that this is just not an epidemic that we believe happens to women, because we know that it happens to men. We also know that we don't want to shun individuals that are in situations that they just haven't found the time to get out. We also know that it takes 7 to 10 times for the average female and male to leave a relationship. We know that abuse is not only physical, emotional, verbal, mental, but it can also be financial. There are a lot of individuals that have been in situations, and they are survivors. And I like to sometimes turn that word survivor into thriver. You're no longer a victim. Please take that out of your vocabulary. At one time, that may have been a word that a lot of individuals like to use. But I really, really, really want you to focus on using survivor and thriver. I know a lot of women, including myself, who have been in domestic situations and have been ashamed or afraid to leave the situation. I actually got the strength to leave a situation that I was involved in, and am doing so much better for leaving. And I actually some of you would be surprised, but believe it or not, I wouldn't have changed anything, because I wouldn't end up being the person that I am today. Wouldn't end up having the husband that I have today, or having the son that we share today. So the domestic violence situation that I went through was one that was a relationship of 7 years. It's not my now story, so I'm not going to go down that lane, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of it. If you haven't, definitely please inbox me, and I'll feel free to share that with you. But what I want to focus on more is what you do when you're out of the situation. How do you regain your life? Especially if you're ashamed or embarrassed of the situation. Don't ever be ashamed or embarrassed of everything that you go through, or anything that you go through. I will be honest with you, there might be only a couple people that you can trust. Some people might think that it's your fault. Please make sure that if you do decide to divulge any information, at the beginning of your relationship, even if there is no domestic violence, that you let your friends or those people that you trust know that there are also positive things going on in your relationship as well as negative. So that way, if you decide to make things okay with the person that you're in a relationship with before abuse starts, you have those people on your side. You haven't isolated anyone. If you continue in the relationship and it does become abusive, Definitely make sure that you trust individuals, that you can tell that you have a safety plan, that you have all materials that you would need, such as a photo ID, a telephone that may only dial 911, your social security card, children's social security card, and that information is usually placed in a Ziploc baggie. And a lot of times it's suggested that you don't put that material in your household. Place it someplace where no one would think to look. Might sound silly, dig a hole in your backyard, put that safety bag underneath of it, plant a flower on top of it. No one would think the different. There are hotlines that you can call. You don't have to divulge who you are. You can speak anonymously. There are also counseling. There's Hope Incorporated. There's the Rape and Domestic Violence Information Center in Morgantown. The Hope Hotline is open 24 hours a day, 24/7. There are pastors that you can feel comfortable with. There are friends. There are online forums. Most importantly, the person who makes the decision to leave is you. And I know that after a lot of years, personally, it took me a while to be able to admit that that was a situation that I went through and that I'm better from that situation. And a lot of you may say, well, how are you better from that situation? Well, I'll tell you why. I'm living, I'm breathing, I'm able to start a completely new life, and put that behind me. And yes, I won't ever forget it, but I forgave that person. It takes a lot to be able to forgive somebody, and I forgave them. I also was able to thank them, and I know that a lot of you may think that that's weird, for making me the person that I am today. I'm able to be confident in the woman that I am, be confident in the son that my husband and I are raising, be confident to speak to individuals on different topics. I had the pleasure of working as a advocate and case manager at Hope Incorporated, and also a prevention educator, going into schools and talking about dating violence and sexual assault. Good touch, bad touch. And let me tell you, there is no age that is too young to begin to explain to your children how to teach one another, how to treat one another, and how to speak up when something just doesn't feel right. Love is not supposed to hurt. Want you to know that if it happens to be a chain in your family, be the one to break that chain. Don't let stories that come on television get you ignited. Certain celebrities, yes, they go through it. But guess what? Your next door neighbor does, your bank teller, your senators. Domestic violence does not have an age limit. It does not have a race. It does not have an educational background. It does not have a gender preference. It doesn't have a sexual orientation preference. It does not have an age limit. So you know what? Anyone can become a domestic violence individual who has been affected by it. If you've seen that in your childhood and that's all you know, let me tell you, it's not all that you have to know. It's not all that you have to go through. Life can be different. A lot of people go through situations and they decide not to talk about it. For me, talking about it was a healing process. I met a lot of strong women and a lot of strong men who supported me in my healing process, have supported me in speaking and the outreach from the schools and the community and the nonprofit organizations that are out there are unbelievable. And your story might help someone else begin to tell their story. Like I said, tonight, I'm not going to go down memory lane in reference to a situation because I am no longer that person. That is a part of me, but it does not define me. My now story is that I'm 36 years old. I'm in a marriage. We have a 7-year-old son. I'm trying to live my life, our life to the fullest. And I feel that there's no need for me to explain any sad situations. But like I said, definitely make sure that you get involved in stuff so that you can continue to heal. Post videos, being there for your friends. Just make sure that you don't put yourself in danger. There are a lot of dangerous situations out there. There are a lot of clients I have that did lose their lives to domestic violence. And these videos and the vagina monologues or the MRPs are plays that are put on by colleges or by community centers that I am a part of. My creating a speaking business called Activating Your Gifts and speaking about domestic violence, sexual assault, suicide prevention, education is your inheritance. Various topics are all ways that I heal. I find mentors. I still have many, many mentors. And sometimes there's different things that happen in our lives where we might get cut off from those mentors, whether they're health issues, job situations or whatever, but try to find a way to contact back with them, whether it is through a text message or through a letter or a conversation. I love how Iyanla Vanzant calls all of her peers and the women in her life beloveds. And so I kind of try to take that word from her because it means a lot to me. So to all my male beloveds, you know who you are, and to all my female beloveds, I'm so proud of you for every single accomplishment that you make. Every morning getting up and putting that smile on your face and surviving another day. Purple is the symbolic color for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And my purple happens to be the color of my Bible. And so I do want to read an excerpt from Psalms 16. One through 11. And it's the Psalm of David. And it says, "Keep me safe, O Lord. Keep me safe, O God, for I have come to you for refuge. I said to the Lord, you are my master. Every good thing I have comes from you. The godly people in the land are my true heroes. I take pleasure in them. Troubles multiply for those who chase after other gods. I will not take part in their sacrifices of blood, or even speak the names of their gods. Lord, you alone are my inheritance, my cup of blessing. You guard all that is mine. The land you have given me is pleasant land. What a wonderful inheritance. I will bless the Lord who guides me. Even at night, my heart instructs me. I know the Lord is always with me. I will not be shaken, for he is right beside me. No wonder my heart is glad and I rejoice. My body rests in safety. For you will not leave my soul among the dead, or allow your Holy One to rot in the grave. You will show me the way of life, granting me the joy of your presence and the pleasures of living with you forever. That's very important to me because I believe, and you don't have to believe this, but I do believe that God decided to save my life for a reason, that I have a purpose. My gift is my purpose, and my purpose is my gift. And all of you have a purpose. If you are still in a situation that happens to be a domestic situation, I'm praying for you, just like those that prayed for me. And I want you to know that your life is not over and that it's just beginning. And if you are in danger, some of the safest places that you can go are the hospital, the police station, and to some of the local domestic violence and sexual assault centers. And if you're able to watch this YouTube video, you're able to provide those resources. But if not, feel free to message me and I will get that information to you. But like I said, it shouldn't have to be a month. It's an everyday thing. But take care of yourself. Take care of your children. Let them know that there is more out there for them than what meets the eye. They don't have to get yelled at. They don't have to be in a situation because of money. They don't have to get hit on at all. I love you.